Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whichever part of the world you're in. Hi. Welcome back to Life at 27 with Sibu. Yes, we made it to episode 2. Okay, quick honesty out check, guys. I nearly pushed my post for tomorrow, but procrastination is a killer. So I had to stop myself. But welcome to the show. Welcome. We are going to extend episode 1 into episode 2, guys. So basically last week I focused on mental health. And now I'm focusing on the Umbrella Academy of Mental Health, which is well-being. So we're going to be looking at self-care, mindfulness learning. So we're going to be looking at the 12 pillars of well-being. So each episode is going to focus on 3 different things that are part of the pillars. And with each episode, I want you guys to take a little bit away from it and actually learn a little bit something where you can implement it in your life and actually practice it, because it's something vital that we need to do as adults. I mean, a lot of things that we tend to neglect is ourselves. So it's time to now actually see if we can really implement them and have them in our lives. So welcome to the new ones, guys. This is going to be a fun episode. Fun is all the way through with the best part of learning. But here we go. Let's get into it. Let's welcome. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on Life at 27 with Sibu. Hi man, hey, yes, it's fun. I know. I'm actually gonna leave it in there. Guys, okay, I'm still getting used to recording on my phone, and I did not realize that flashing my damn palm switches on the recording. Wow. But anyway, welcome back. So today we'll be focusing on self-care, mindfulness, and learning. You know, I did a little bit of digging into this interesting topic the other day, and I was reading it over the weekend about well-being, and I found that it's under the umbrella of mental health, and your well-being is the most important part about yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of another person? And it's funny that a lot of us love to overexert ourselves into our partners, friendships, or into our families, and we tend to forget about ourselves. So a lot of the times you forget to be your own you, or you forget to be your own cheerleader, or you forget to feed your cup or fill your cup with a lot of water, and you're running dry. And some of us feel that element of you can't breathe, or you're overwhelmed, and everybody else's emotions has taken over yourself, but now you're just like, but no one's there to fill my cup, no one's there to feed me. And something that I read was on the internet, it said, be comfortable with your own you. Be comfortable, be resilient, and just be comfortable with yourself. To dive into that, it's a deeper meaning to where you're okay with your surroundings alone, where you're okay with who you are. Meaning, if you've just gotten out of a relationship, you're going to have to take that mourning period of your relationship to be okay with you. Who were you before the relationship? Who are you after the relationship? Who are you without this person, or without this entity, or without this human being in your life that took up most of your life? Because if I can look at it in a relationship context, you're with a person for quite some time, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 12, 18 months, 3 years, 5 years. There's a long period of time where you're with somebody and you realize that you've built so much around that person or with that person that you forget to be yourself, and you don't know how to be yourself once the relationship has ended. It also comes with friendships, where if you had been in a 20-year friendship and all of a sudden y'all stop talking, it's kind of like, oh damn, where did the time go? Or what am I doing without this person? Who am I? And it's something where I've started to discover about myself is I can hang out with myself and have fun and be at home and drink a glass of wine or 2 when needed. Drink responsibly, please. We do not promote alcoholism. Side note. So it's kind of like you get to understand yourself as you get older, as you nearing to your 30s, as you're nearing into your late 20s, you get to understand the realization of solidarity alone, the peace that you find of reading a good book, of listening to a podcast, or or watching a series on, what are these new things, Disney Plus, Paramount, what is this other one? Showmax, Netflix. And you start to discover that it's okay to be on your own. It's okay to be okay around a space where you're just you alone and it's your energy, your space, your time, your effort. And it helps you to become more resilient against the world, because the scary part is we come into this world alone and you meet people along the way, but then again you leave this world alone. You leave the earthly things, and a lot of people don't understand that it's okay to be without your friends for more than like a couple of months. It's okay to be in a stint where, I'm gonna be on my own for a week or two and actually enjoy my company. So learning to enjoy your own company is one of the best things you can do for yourself, because when you're around others, you'll be able to kind of adapt to your surroundings, but also when you're by yourself, you're not going to have those inner thoughts, inner demons, insecurities pop up and be like, oh, why don't you just go, like, why am I alone, or why doesn't anybody like me? You actually learn to not care. It builds up a character of not caring about what other people think. And I honestly, it took time for me after my ex relationship. It took time for me to rebuild that characteristic. I can tell you guys, I was depressed for more than 4 months after my breakup. And I'm currently with my new partner now, but side note on this part, I only started recently dating my new partner. I met her while I was depressed, but I realized that I'm not going to string someone else along and then think I'm going to be able to date someone when I'm not ready to date. I was only ready to date much later on, out of my healing process. So I had to heal first before I could date my partner now. And this is something where a lot of us tend to jump in and out of relationships as if we're playing skipping or we're doing double dutch, and we're just sitting there and we're going one relationship next, but you forget to heal. And the process of self-care or self-love or self-caring, it's in order for you to heal. You are the person filling up your own cup about this. This is something where, school me, I gotta drink some water. I'm getting, the throat is getting dry. Sorry. I feel like I am preaching out here. But, so this is where you really learn about yourself. And the best advice I can give to the young kids that are entering their 20s, date as much as you can. Date. Please date as much as you can. Don't give a behind about what anybody says, what they say. No, you mustn't be a slur or a hoe. Honeys, please do yourself a favor and date. Enjoy your 20s while they last. Because when you start hitting relationship bill, it's obvious. It's going to matter you. Relationship bill. You must have the strength. You must have the speed to do it, guys. Date as much as you can. Live, love. Have a fantastic time. Enjoy your 20s. Party in your 20s if you have. Do whatever you must to enjoy that section of life. Because you start to learn about yourself. I wish I got that advice when I turned 18. To enjoy from 18 up until 30. Enjoy that time period of life, because you learn so much about yourself when you hit varsity. This is the incubation period or the gestation period where you're starting to able to develop yourself, your traits, your strengths, your weaknesses. You're starting to see what do you tolerate and what do you not tolerate. What BS do you handle, what BS do you not handle. So it's like you kind of learn about yourself more, and your eyes open to who are you? You build your identity. And it's crazy because most of us don't really allow ourselves to party because we want to be these perfect kids for our parents. But guys, our parents are there to guide us. We are the orchestrators or the narrators or the authors of our stories. Our parents have done their job. They're already done. We're the next people that take on the narrative and we narrate the rest of the storyline, because our parents have narrated up until tertiary, and now tertiary university for us, or college, whatever it may be, is the next step where we step over the boundary line and step out of the house and be in like a system where, okay, we're getting into adulthood and there's no actual book about adulthood. We haven't gotten given a book of adulthood, guys. We're thrown into the deep end. It's literally swim. Damn, you're thrown into the deep end. Now you need to figure out how the heavens am I going to navigate life. You can ask your parents for help if they're there. But unfortunately, the decisions that you make, the things that you go through yourself. And you discover yourself upon your journey of life. And that's a self-discovery that we sit on. And a lot of us forget to actually look at ourselves first and be like, what do I actually want out of my life? Am I going to tolerate this BS from my partner that's treating me like nonsense? Or am I going to allow myself to party, study, whatever the case may be? And you have to look at it in a perspective of, what do you want out of this? What do you want to learn about yourself? How do you want to maneuver your way through life without almost going down a self-destructive path where, yeah, some of it's going to be slightly self-destructive, but now when you look at it, it's like it's grooming you or molding you into the woman or man you're meant to be. Oh, sorry. So it's one of the roads that it's the toughest road. Self-care is the toughest road because we are our worst critics, especially when it comes to studies, what we do in life, our careers. Trust me, we are all there. We all look at it and we all see it in a state of, I haven't achieved this, I haven't achieved that. I'm comparing myself to this person, I'm comparing myself to that person. My friends from high school, they're already married, they got kids, this, that. And it becomes a conundrum of societal upbringing or societal hierarchies or levels that you need to reach by the time you're 30. And I can tell you this, if somebody had said to me, you shouldn't give a damn what you have achieved until 30, you should not give a damn. If you got a job, congratulations. Most people you're in your position or at your age don't have a job. If you have studied and gotten a degree, fucking congratulations. Most people can't. They stop halfway with their degrees. If you have your matric, be grateful because you've done the job that some people had to stop halfway because they had to help out at home. It makes it look into a picture of a bigger perspective of all of us go through different things and make us go on different journeys of whether it's education, whether it's our lives, and it makes different pit stops among, I may not say potholes, but pit stops in our journey to our destination. And it's something that I want us to reflect on where wherever I'm at in life is an achievement. What I've achieved now is a dang growth that I have not achieved before. Like, congrats to me. Pat on the back right there. Congrats. Like, praise yourself and take care of yourself. Continuously feed yourself positive words of saying, you know what, I'm powerful, I am beautiful, I'm strong, I'm educated. And you consistently have to wake up and teach yourself to say that to yourself in order to find yourself in a position where you don't have to have any negative thought rattle you throughout the day. It may become hard because our mind is our biggest battlefield. As young adults, our mind is the worst place to be in. It is the worst place to get stuck in because here it is a psychological warfare. You have that little subconscious voice saying, girl. And if y'all watch Big Mouth, I'm gonna reference the depression cat. When she knocks on your door and you're crying and that, honey, she is the worst biatch in the world. She will come and hug you and tell you you can eat whatever you want. Don't give if you get fat, whatever. Depression cat comes in the picture and she like, hey sis, let's tap into that, and you dive into a deep spiral. But something I want to tell you is, to knock out depression cat, you gotta feed yourself positive words. You gotta feed your cup. You gotta give the love back to yourself. Because we exceed or extrude love to others, or when I say, when you sense somebody's oral energy around you and you sense that someone's low, you tend to feed out to them. And some people won't get it, but if you can get where I'm going with this, it's kind of like, for me, when I see someone is low, and most of my friends know this about me, I will take on your energy and feed you mine, but be drained of giving you my energy and taking yours. And now I'm sitting and I'm like, after a week or after a month, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to actually detach from things and hibernate and recuperate, because I'm sitting with all this energy that I've absorbed because I've exuded all the positivity out of me to allow a person to be okay for the rest of the day, due to the fact of they're going through something or they needed me there. And it's like you just tend to kind of hold on to energy that is unwanted. And it's something where the thought process of self-care comes into place, whether you have to do face masks, tea bags under the eyes, foot spa, manicures, pedicures, playing ocean music, whatever it is. You find time to meditate. You find time to breathe. You find time to give it to yourself as a person, and literally say, you know what, I'm not gonna go out tonight. I'm actually gonna sit in and watch a movie because I deserve it. Or I'm just gonna be with me because I want to be with myself. I want to take the time to feed my energy and really feed my heart and feed my mind, body, and soul, and just listen to some ocean noise or go to the beach or do whatever. And it's something where you're still learning as an adult, and I find it very beautiful to learn, because you start to discover yourself as you get older, and the closer you get to 30, the closer you discover to the fact of, damn, this is actually me. This is what I enjoy. This is what I actually do not enjoy. And it's a journey that has to be practiced every single day. It's not like you can just charge it once and be like, I'm gonna do it once or twice and I'll be fine, thank you, Jesus. No, it's a consistency is so it's something that I live for, because it really helped. My self-care helped me through my depression. I can say that. And I can attest to that, because I was depressed. I was depressed for about 6 months. And then I had to reteach myself how to fight again, how to talk good about myself, how to look at my body, how to look at every single thing that ripped me apart. And I used psychedelics. Mind you, I did use psychedelics, so tested and approved. Psychedelics can work, but I don't use them no more because I've decided to go on the journey without them. But just to say, with the use of psychedelics, use it responsibly, please. If you trust the person, you trust the person, but you go on a journey where you actually are able to let go of a lot of things. You're able to let go of certain blueprints that you carried for so long. And now you build yourself up in such a way where you're a version of yourself that you learn to love. Because loving yourself is one of the strongest entities you can have as a young adult. You just can tackle on the world and be resilient. That's what I can say about our first topic, self-care. Y'all, I'm actually really enjoying this podcast right now because it's something that I really like. So I'm so happy that I'm doing this right now. So we're going to move on to mindfulness. Now with mindfulness, it begs more down to your mind. This little battlefield. And I know some of you thinking, Sibu, I don't like being in here. My mind takes over half the time. Hey guys, our minds, yeah. The medulla is a battlefield. I tell you, my friends. You'll be there you'll be playing Call of Duty in your head, and all of a sudden your mind is like, pa pa. It shoots you it knocks you for a 6 with some negativity, and then you're just like, why? Why did it do that? And a lot of the times, I always compare it or reflect it towards aspirations, dreams, and goals. The 3 things that we start off with, if you think of a child when you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? A doctor, a teacher, a nurse, a singer, an actor. Little kids have they have dreams and they have sparkles in their eyes. If you remember when you were a kid and they asked you in school, I don't know if anybody remembers this project where you got asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor. I want to be that. And you would just rattle off what you want to be, and you had the dream of it. And then all of a sudden, as you got older and you started to realize, no, man, I really want to be a doctor, or I really want to be a nurse, or I really want to be a fashion designer, or I really want to be in acting. Soon enough, the negative thoughts came around from people. It came around from yourself. It came around from family members telling you, oh no, Are you going to earn money with that? Or are you sure you want to do that? Or are you going to be happy? Is it going to make you money? That question, is it going to make you money, is one of the most detrimental things you can say to a young adult that's starting into their career, that's studying already, or, pardon me, that's studying or that's choosing which university they want to go to. Something that family members, parents forget, friends, is it going to make you money? It's a dream. It's an aspiration. It's a goal. Of course it's going to make you money. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, but you're going to go on this path because you believe in yourself and you believe in the aspiration. You believe in the dream. You believe in the goal to reach where you need to be. It gets you to that pinnacle point of where you need to be. And it's something that I remember the first time I said, I was small, but I think it was about 5 or 8 years old. I can't even remember, but I knew that I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I said it out loud. And everybody in my family was like, whatever. Like, this is your child. You're going to get over it. And I realized then and there, when I spoke out my dream the first time, I spoke it out again when I was 11 years old. I spoke it out again when I got into high school. And at the end of high school, I had spoken it out again, and I had never let go of my dream. Eventually, I got to study, qualified fashion designer, showcased, and my career has stalled a little bit, but I'm still getting it back on track. I'm still working. I'm still standing where I need to be. And I'm in the best position of my life where I need to be currently. But I'm still holding on to my dream that I had never let go of since I was 8 years old. It had festered into my brain that is what I want to aspire to. That is my goal. That is my dream that I'm not going to stop working towards, because it's something that I gave the gestation period, or the pregnancy period, like I like to say metaphorically, to grow it, to nurse it, to nurture it, to be in a position where it doesn't matter where I'm working, I'm consistently working on my dream career, or I'm consistently working towards my dream career and not giving up my dream. And that is something where mindfulness to me gets to the point of, we need to start tackling our brains. We need to start tackling our psyche and our medulla. We need to be changing the thought process of, the minute someone tries to kill your dream, be like, dude, you're not on that journey. This is my dream. This is my journey. This is who I want to be, and this is what I want to do. If I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor, dog. You've got nothing to do with it. This is my dream. This is my journey. These are my sweat and tears. This is my road to run. And it's something where with mindfulness, you gotta feed. It's like growing a plant. I remember watching this cartoon I watched it with my kid, and basically the one plant was fed good positive thoughts and the other plant was fed negative thoughts. The other plant turned into some crazed up, negative, sour Nancy killing plant, versus the other plant that flourished with such good positivity and thought. So it has been proven that studies show that when you speak goodness and continuously tap here, it takes 21 days to learn a good habit, or to say a mantra that kicks into your life that becomes a repetitive system. So studies show that when you feed yourself positive thoughts, positive outcomes happen. A lot of us won't believe this until you try it. And it's also said through prayer. When you start praying for yourself, for your friends, for your career, for the life you want, for the partner you want, you land up getting these things that start to happen. And you start to see subtle changes, minor changes, major changes. So it's a lot about talking out to the universe. They say when you talk something out to the universe, you manifest it. And some people don't believe in manifestation, but it's actually real. Everything has an energy vibration towards it. It's real. You dictate. Because I'm going to quote the Bible here. Jesus, Lord, let me not paraphrase, but okay, I remember this verse, but I'm probably going to end up paraphrase. They say that the tongue is the most powerful tool. So whatever you say about yourself, or whatever you say about your career, snap of fingers, you can kill your own career. Mlomo wako, your mouth is the most powerful thing. And it's something where my mom taught me a lot that said, mind your words, because you could destroy somebody else's dream. You could destroy your own dream, your own life, your own career. It doesn't matter who it is. Your tongue is the most powerful tool. It's the second most powerful tool to your brain. You could curse somebody else's life without even knowing it. And it ricochets back to you because karma is real. And for those who are spiritual, for those who are religious as well, they will know this, because it's something where being mindful is, you gotta be mindful about yourself and towards others. You gotta grow and strengthen your mind, but also grow and strengthen other people's minds around you. So that's the part where I always say, when you're mindful, you're always mindful of your thoughts. So your thoughts when it comes to your career needs to be positive. When it comes to you, needs to be positive. If you're going through a crappy period and you don't believe it, start saying it. Because 21 days later, your brain will flip the switch, and it will start believing it. And be like, okay, I'm going to get out of this mess. I'm going to get out of this mess. I'm going to make my rent. I'm going to make my rent. Okay, Jesus, it's going to be a good day. Every time you say something positive, there's a chain reaction in the universe that happens that literally spins your day all the way around, and it's like, boom, I actually had a good day today. Or for the first time, I've had one of the best days of my life. And that's being mindful. Now we move on to the topic of learning. Learning is one of the most powerful tools that I have actually taken under my belt, and I still love to learn. Like, I love to read books, I love to watch things. I actually just engulf myself in watching things. More of the crime documentaries, even though I hate horror movies, but I can watch a crime documentary and fall asleep low-key. That's a bit scary. But when you invest in learning or reading or learning about yourself, or investing time within yourself to learn something about yourself or learn something about others, you start to learn what you actually unlock in your brain. Because there's certain things where we only use 10% of our brain and not the full 90 capacity. Because if we were to use a full percentage of our brain, we would be superhumans. But we choose not to. So a lot of times I would always say, do yourself a favor and read a book. Even if you haven't read a book in a while, read an ebook, read a Kindle, read a book that will ignite your imagination, ignite your fantasy. Whether it's Boma romance, the romance books, or it's a sci-fi drama in a book, or you watch a TV series that is all about plot twists, or whatever the case may be. Reading or watching, or just sitting and watching a documentary or an autobiography. Reading opens up the mind, and it opens up the mind to a lot of new things, whether it's a self-help book, whether it's an autobiography by Thabo Mbeki or whomever. But it allows you to open yourself up to new things. It allows you to open yourself up to see the world in a different perspective than the perspective you know. Because we sit in this scenario where we tend to do this. Horse blinders, we don't care what happens. But when you start to read and open up and actually research and start to develop different skills within your life, and start to say, oh damn, this is what it actually is about. Or, I didn't know spiders could do that. If you're into what's that show? Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting this show? If you're into David Attenborough and National Geographics, if you're into animals, or if you're into autobiographies, where Netflix has a lot of them, which I love. Deep. They also have, they've got so many new ones. They've got so many new ones that I need to catch up on. Or they have ones about Pablo Escobar, you start learning different things that you've never known, that you just sit there and you're like, whoa, wow, that is actually interesting and new. And I always say, when you feed into yourself and feed into your own education about things and educate yourself about certain things in life, whether it actually is into a little bit of mental health, and you just sit there and you're like, wow, I never knew this perspective of it. You give yourself time to learn, to adapt, to really obtain a new skill. Whether it's, I didn't know how to sew a dress, but now I can sew, and I learned some sewing, or I learned some crocheting, or I learned how to cook, or I learned how to bake, or I learned how to paint. And you just do fun activities that allow you to learn and explore what other new things or discover what other new things you can do. It's something that you should take into play and really look at it in a perspective of, damn, I love the fact that I did this, or I'm gonna continue to do this, or I learned how to surf. Different things or different activities unlock different channels in our brain, because now we're no more sitting at home being inside. You're discovering new activities that will allow you to be outside, that give you another sense of peace about yourself, that you find, I can actually go hiking and feel so peaceful. I can learn how to surf and literally fall on my face and laugh. Or I can go bike riding and enjoy the scenery and the views. Or I can read Viola Davis's new autobiography and just love and cry about it and read about it. Or I can watch Into the Deep on Netflix and learn more about diving. And the more you learn and the more you feed yourself information that you learn, it's literally the best thing ever, because now you tell yourself that these things that I'm learning are different skills that I'm obtaining through this period where I'm discovering new things about myself. I'm discovering that, I'm a great cook, or I can make up different recipes and write them down, or I'm getting in tune with my health, or I'm getting in tune with my education and learning more and seeing more and opening up myself more, which just allows you to discover more entities where you're not exposing yourself, and now it's growing into an aura of you're coming into in a new season that you're just like, this is something that I've guided myself through my 20s. And you'll get to your late 20s being like, you know what? There's still room to learn. There's still room to be mindful. There's still room for self-care. And there's still room to grow as a human being. Because that is the most important thing you can do for yourself, is to grow, learn, and love. But first of all, love yourself before you love another person. You are the beginning vessel to love before another entity, before another person that comes into your life. Once you love you, once you learn everything about you, you start to see the beauty of how life will treat you. So it's something fun and interesting to learn. But we're going to fall into our next segment. It's a very new segment that I'm super excited about. It's literally a drum roll moment. It's going to be Sips Tea with Sips. Welcome back, and Sips Tea with Sibu. Here we go, guys. Alrighty. Yo, if I could think of a time where ladies, even gents, y'all, guys, if y'all know that being ghosted, stood up, or don't you hate when someone sets a time with you and then they don't meet that time, and they're like, they text you freaking later on in the evening, and then all of a sudden you up? Like, what up? We were meant to meet in the afternoon, but Kanti, all of a Sunday you're busy. All of a Sunday you're just like, oh, hey, let's hook up at 9 o'clock in the evening. Ain't no way in heavens am I gonna get out of my house. I'll be like, you are crazy. Because for me, when it's 9 o'clock, I'm in bed. My adult body clock is like, yo, dog, what are you doing out? That's when my adult body clock is like, Sissy, it's bedtime. Let's go. We shut down. Now you're telling me you up. Mind you, I've done actually this. when I think about it, I've done some adult stuff, very, very adult stuff after 9, and I'm just like, I am too tired the next day. So I choose not to. And I remember a story where I was seeing this girl at the beginning of this year. And it was like a fling-ish, but it was a very short fling. It didn't even last that long. But mind you, we gonna call girl Vaseline. So Miss Vaseline decides to head to some part of town in Joburg. I'm changing date stories and everything because it's just an example. But anyway, we're just gonna change up the whole entire playing field. It's an example, but so Vele in Johannesburg, Vaseline and I were sort of an item, but not an item. But it went down to the factor of she did a disappearance act. She did a disappearance act at work. She did a disappearance act with me. Basically, off the face of the earth, gone. All of a Sunday, she was down in the Free State. She was kidnapped. What? Me, I'm thinking out here, walk one. Because the story is not adding up to me because it's all over the place. And to say that I had honestly not seen her since then because I cut off ties because I just said the story is too fabricated to the point where I'm just like, yay. Guys, Vaseline, get your together, please, because I don't understand what's going walk one. Because you're telling me that you're going to go out with a group of friends and you have work the next morning. Now, but you say you're going to wake up. But then when I text you to check if you're at work, you're not at work. You text me some weird text that's like, oh, I'm kind of out of it. And now you land up in the Free State. And you were saved by a parent. Make it make sense? It still doesn't make sense to me to this day. Because my brain is like, what is going on? So I had that moment where I felt like that was a bit of a sips tea for me because I was just like I'm watching the lie unfold because I was like, okay, sip tea, sipping out there being like, But you know what? And eventually she texted me back like weeks later and I was angry. I'm gonna tell you, I was to the point where I really couldn't care less if she texted because I was just like, no, I cannot deal with this type of load shedding, bitches. Thank you, friend. Wow, what a wow, guys. Load shedding hit me. Technical difficulties due to load shedding. Oh wow, this is bullshit. But yeah, we live in South Africa. Thanks. You get load shedding during your podcast. But to wrap the story up, basically I was very angry at the girl and I literally stopped talking to her. After her message, I was just like, sharp babes, we're done. So for me, if you're gonna ghost or not make it to the what we said we're gonna do, guys, just don't text me after 9 because I'm not gonna answer and I'm not gonna pick up. I'm literally gonna be like, you said this time, please, why are you walk one? Why are you texting me after 9? Why are you texting me after 10? And not rescheduling with me in the morning to say, listen, I'm actually going to be busy over this time period. Or even 2 seconds. Or when you're on a lunch break being like, I can't make it. Can we reschedule? For me, if you're going to be shy on my verbai and be quiet and Eskom hits your mouth, Tara mates, goodbye. It's goodbye to me because you're not worth it. It's like, why are you wasting my time? it's honestly a why are you wasting my time? And drop a story in the comments if you have one, and how you feel about it as well, because for me, it gets under my skin if you do that. I'll just be like, like, didn't your mother raise you well? Like, Kanti, why are you texting me? You are up at 9. Like, no. It's not a booty call. Like, when's that? What are you doing? What are you doing, mates? Like, seriously. But that's a segment with it's a tongue twister. Ugh, sorry guys. It's a tongue twister. It's getting to me, Bow. It's Sips tea with Sips. Sorry guys, that was such a mess up, but it's fine. I'm gonna leave it in there because, like I said in my very first video, it's just gonna be authentically me. The crazy, the ugly. Yeah. Usually I try to make things super perfect, but I've let that go now. But yeah, we'll get into our next segment. Binge cringe on the binge. Now this is my go-to list to watch. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Pretty Little Things, do yourself a favor, please go subscribe to them, because I went through a stint of marathon of watching The Pink Courtroom. I'm waiting for more episodes to come out. Do yourselves a favor, watch. Go and watch The Pink Courtroom. Just go and watch it and you will laugh. It will be crazy scenarios, but you will just find laughter in them and agree to some of the scenarios that are there and really relate to them if you can. But do yourself a favor, watch The Pink Courtroom on YouTube. You will thank me later. Another one, my hit list from Netflix. Do watch Fatal Seduction, Sex Education. Not the sex education we know. It's another sex education. My friend told me this, and I'm now excited that I need to watch it, but I have to see the trailer. Also, The Mayor of Kingstown. I don't know how I did not get tapped into this 2 years ago, but there's a season 2 coming out, as well as Godfather of Harlem. Guys, those are my top 4 for binge cringe on binge. Do yourselves a favor and watch one of them, because you are going to fall in love with the fact of these series / podcasts. They will get you hooked. They will hold you on the edge of your seat. Like, if you're into sick ass drama, especially with Godfather of Harlem, I started in Varsity years back when it first started, about the Doogie. Oh, if you guys don't know it, it is all about Bumpy. He's one of the top dogs when it comes to Harlem in the 60s with Malcolm X and everything, and he's selling Doogie, and basically he's the kingpin, and there's also these other gangster families, and his family's involved, and it's also the factor of now he's literally the Doogie that he got arrested for is taking care of his family, and he wants back in. So guys, if you're into anything that is into gangster, not too much violence, but like gangster thriller to, hey, business minded, watch Godfathers of Harlem. Oh, I need to do a catch up. Fatal Seduction is all about basically the CCT teacher and her family, and basically it's about this. It's situated around the kid's father that was wrongfully accused of killing and raping a minister's daughter. Now the kid goes to UCT, and it's set in UCT, and basically it's set around him stalking the family, trying to get to the daughter, the wife, to get to the judge, to literally uncover the truth of his father was wrongfully accused. And yeah, but yay, oh brothers, this life, we all know that if a sexy man walks in front of you, things happen. So they land up sleeping together, but I don't want to reveal too much. So it just unfolds from there. The Pink Courtroom, it's all about basically Nella Rose and India. They are two friends that literally hear people's cases, whether they're exes, friends, and they decide whether the complainant brings the defendant, and they now state their case, and basically they decide whether the one person's guilty or not and what's the verdict. It's super funny to watch, and it's a great watch, so I say watch it, guys. And that's it for Binge Cringe on the Binge. Righty. Guys, we've come to the end of the episode. Yes, Eskom hit us halfway through. So sorry about that. I was not prepared, but we got saved from the technical difficulties of life. But that is the case of living in South Africa. You'll be doing a podcast in the evening, and then Eskom hits you, and you're just like, yeah, nah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope that you could take away a lot of this. My biggest takeaway from this is just learning a lot about self-care, mindfulness, and learning, and really going to start implementing a lot of things that I spoke about from my video into my life now, and really focusing my energy on growing myself and literally making myself 10 times stronger than I was. But do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again same time, same place, back next week Monday. We out.